Welcome to the men's SEC basketball tournament presented by Regions. Glad to have you with us here in Nashville. This is the way it's shaken out, just like everybody had it. Auburn, the 13th seed, into the semifinals with 3 wins in 3 days. Kentucky sitting there waiting for them on Saturday. 2 more quarterfinals to be played this evening. Arkansas, Tennessee, and that'll be followed by Georgia and South Carolina. Dory Noka here, former Volunteer Dane Bradshaw, former Kentucky Wildcat Tony Delk. We've seen some basketball. We've had drama. We've had nearly a fight. We've had all kinds. You name it, we've had it. Let's roll through what we've seen so far, guys, in the early going today. And Carl Anthony Towns, a big story for Kentucky. They took on Florida. They beat Florida handily, particularly in the second half. We'll take a look at what he was able to do, but what stood out to you?
Carl Anthony Towns established himself inside. They were able to successfully put back some of their misses. Their offensive rebounds were still good in the first half, but in the second half, they really dominated by finishing above the rim, as you see there with Carl Anthony Towns.
And I like their defense's presence in the second half. Great teams get consecutive stops, and that allows them to be able to go on a run, and that's what this Kentucky team did. They rebound the ball above the rim. They have some of the best hands in the business.
So Kentucky moves into Saturday's first semifinal. Auburn then went on to beat LSU in overtime. An incredible performance from Bruce Pearl's team, and you know they were ecstatic when this one was all over.
The University of Arkansas.
The first one was for the fans who stayed with us all year long. The second one was for the players because they haven't won 2 games in the SEC tournament. And just happened 3 times in 30 years. This is for the program. This is for Auburn basketball right here. This one here just kind of elevates a little bit because for the first time in a while, we're relevant. And you know what? It's also for Charles Barkley because Charles has been calling us out all year long, hanging in there with us. And Charles, we did this one for you, brother.
I'd said during the course of the season that that I told my team, I said we could beat any team in the league except Kentucky. And the reason why I said that was because I truly wanted them to believe that we could beat Ole Miss or LSU or Arkansas or Georgia. Because to just say we could beat any team in the league, I don't know that that would be 100%. And so we have this opportunity now for, to go play against, most storied program in the history of college basketball, the best team in the country, in the semifinals of the SEC tournament. We will try to represent. We're going to be shorthanded. We're already the smallest team in the league and probably the smallest team of all the high major conferences, going up against the biggest team maybe in the history of Division I basketball. So it's a tough matchup for the Tigers.
And this is what the scene was in that Auburn locker room after a 3rd win in 3 days. And here they are in the semifinals of the SEC tournament as a 13 seed. After going 4-14 in conference play, they won 3 games in 3 days. They won 4 games the entire conference season. How about that? Let's get ready for Arkansas and Tennessee. TD, biggest thing you're looking for that you think will impact this game?
Whoever wins the turnover battle will win the game, and they have to be able to control the tempo but also take care of the ball. Arkansas will play up-tempo, and Tennessee will also play up-tempo. Will that zone bother Arkansas? Bobby Portis, expecting him to have a big game.
I can't argue with that. It is about the turnover battle, but specifically it's the live ball turnover. So a dead ball turnover, a walk, throwing it out of bounds, that's better than a pick-6 type play if you're Tennessee.
Tennessee, the 10 seed. There are 3 double-digit seeds still remaining, with Auburn continuing on. The second game of the evening gives us the 11 seed South Carolina. We'll get into that more as we go here, but let's play some more basketball, right? The break was short, but that's fine. Tony, Dane, and I will see you at halftime. This one should be fun. Aren't they all? We're ready to fire up session number 5 here in Nashville.
The Arkansas Razorbacks. The Tennessee Volunteers split their regular season meetings. They will try to settle the score here at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee, as we continue with quarterfinal Friday. Dave Neal alongside former South Carolina head coach Darren Horn. So glad you could join us. And Coach, let's start with Tennessee. They were down a dozen with about 8 minutes to go last night. Did not look good, but they finished on that 20-2 run over the last 8 minutes of the game. What in the world happened?
Well, Donnie Tyndall made some terrific defensive adjustments against the Vanderbilt team who had torched them in 2 games prior in the season. And Josh Richardson, the all-SEC guard, went to work on both ends of the floor and carried his team, literally willed them to the victory.
He'll need to do the same night against this Arkansas team that comes in. Here's the number 2 seed. They have won 24 games. It's the most wins they've had since back in the late 90s. They're led by the SEC Player of the Year, Bobby Portis, a monster season. What have you enjoyed about him this year?
I think in a word, his versatility. This is a guy that's a producer every single night out on the floor. You see the post isolation. The cutters allow him to go one-on-one. He's hard to hold down in the post. Then he's a big, but he can get out and run the floor. Great athleticism, brings tremendous effort every single night, and he finishes at the rim. And then here's a guy that is an outstanding offensive rebounder. You got to put a body on him. Shannon Hell from Alabama loses him, and Bobby Portis flies to the rim for the game-winning tip-in. This guy averages almost 4 offensive rebounds a game. He's a load in every way on the offensive end, Dave.
Second in the conference in scoring, 4th in rebounds, 1st in field goal percentage, 6th in blocks. Not much that man doesn't do. He will be a load for Tennessee tonight. For more on how to slow him down, let's go over to the third member of our team, Kaylee Hartung. Hey, Kaylee.
Hey, Dave. We've got 6 players that combine to equal Bobby Portis. Those are the words of Donnie Tyndall in a rather incredulous tone. He knows the matchup is a challenge for them, particularly because they lack a true post player themselves. Look for them to drive into Portis, try to get him into foul trouble. Now, the challenge for Arkansas will be executing their potent offense against the Volunteers' zone defense. They say a lot of teams run zone, but they're not disruptive. Tennessee's zone is disruptive, but you know what else is disruptive? That mid-range jumper that Bobby Portis has. We'll see what he can do with it.
Anxious to see him take the floor in this Arkansas team, Kayla. They have waited patiently for their first appearance. They come in ranked 21st in the country. You look at the starting lineups: Richardson, Punter, Hubbs, Moore, and Reese. The same 5 last night. Arkansas will go with Madden, Beard, Qualls, Harris, and number 10, Bobby Portis. Our officials, Doug Schaus, Mike Nance, and Patrick Evans. And Doug Schaus will have the honor of throwing it up over the SEC logo as we continue on here. The night session of quarterfinal basketball from Nashville. And the Hogs will have the first opportunity to ring up the scoreboard.
One of the things to look for early in this game, Dave, is who can take care of the basketball. Both of these teams like to force turnovers with their pressure. They just do it in a little bit different ways.
There's that mid-range jumper right out of the gate. It took about 15 seconds.
And the important thing for Arkansas is to play through Bobby Portis every trip down the floor. Let him be the focal point of your offense against this Tennessee zone.
Bunner tries to answer back. I asked you last night, a team that's played once and won, what kind of advantage do they have? But right now, I don't think Tennessee has any advantage the way Arkansas started this game.
Arkansas looks like the team that played yesterday and already has a game under their belt, coming out hot from the perimeter.
Monty Moore had a tough game last night, got in foul trouble, never got it going. Portis with a rebound. Right to the basket, Anton Beard.
Dave, one of the things that full court pressure does is not just turn teams over, but speeds them up. And while it might look like a decent shot on an easy pull-up, it's a little faster and a little out of rhythm for teams. And right now, Tennessee playing into Arkansas's hands with their pressure.
Here's Hubbs, off to Moore. Moore 0 for 6 from the field last night against Vanderbilt. Richardson at the elbow. That won't go. Portis another rebound. And a push to the back against Tennessee. That will go against Reese.
Bobby Portis runs out from the paint to hedge on the ball screen beyond the three-point line and then sprints back in and cleans up the missed shot by Josh Richardson. Tremendous effort.
Mike Anderson looking for his first tournament victory as the head coach of the Razorbacks. They have lost 7 straight tournament games as Arkansas. That is a 3 from Bobby Portis. Come on, Bobby. His 12th of the year. Bobby Portis and Arkansas are rolling. It is 10-0 Hogs. We have 17:51 to go here in the opening frame.
It's like Bobby Portis is on a personal mission early in this game to make sure everybody knows why he is Player of the Year in the SEC. He's hit a jumper. He's rebounded the basketball now. Why not just shoot the 3 as well?
Portis, 2nd, 1st, 4th, 6th. Also 2nd in offensive rebounds.
And my favorite, Dave, is that one right there as a coach. Not only does he score big, but he does it efficiently.
They're taking a look on the far side to make sure that Portis did have both of his toes outside of the arc. Here's a good look, and it appears that he is by about an inch.
How about the quick pass by Michael Qualls? He never even came down with it, threw it while he was in the air. Didn't allow Tennessee's defense to rotate out to Bobby Portis in the corner.
So Arkansas was in the building watching LSU lose a lead in overtime to Auburn. What kind of message does that kind of send a team like Arkansas? Does that help them a little bit, maybe?
I think it definitely helps. It lets them know they've got to be ready to play. They've come out with a tremendous sense of urgency and focus early on in this game.
Tennessee trying to slow down this Arkansas machine. They're 4 out of 4 from the field. 4 assists by 4 different players. Here's Moore. Dribbles it out of bounds. Arkansas basketball. Arkansas forces opponents into 16 turnovers a game. That is the top number in the conference. And they score almost 20 points a game off those turnovers. Qualls in the corner. Taken away by punter. Kevin, 4th in the conference in steals. Gives it right back. Here's Qualls. And they're going to say a foul. That could have been a highlight reel waiting to happen. But Reese just picked up his 2nd.
The Arkansas fans are moaning about the call, not because it was a bad call, but because they didn't get to see Michael Qualls make the highlight reel. Good hustle by Reese to try to get a hand on it, but dove into Qualls' leg, picks up the foul.
You know, Reese got into early foul trouble last night, too. Not a real deep bench for Donnie Tyndall.
The Starks don't get much better than that, Dave. Perfect shooting from the field so far for Arkansas.
Qualls, catch, shoot. It continues.
Good inside-out action. That's an area Qualls has really improved in his three-point shooting this year as a junior.
That's his 50th made 3 of the season. 33% behind the arc, and it is 13-0.
You won't find a better matchup in college basketball this weekend on the perimeter than Josh Richardson and Michael Qualls, 2 stud athletes going at it.
Tough shot. Rebound, Moore. Traveled with the basketball.
Alandise Harris is a little bit of a do-everything guy, brings a lot of toughness, but he can find teammates too. Qualls locating to the open area, ready to shoot, knocks it down.
Foul on the inside against Tennessee. That will be whistled against Carmichael. One of the longest entry passes from the baseline you'll see. Covers about 75 feet of the court from Qualls. Now a double team in the corner. Timeout taken by Arkansas with 27 seconds on the shot clock. 16:08 to go here in the first half. And my goodness, has Arkansas come out of the locker room ready to play tonight. A team that's 24-7, 13-5 in league play. This is a club that went 6-3 in SEC road games this year. They have all that stuff about them not being able to win on the road. Oh, throw that out the window. They figured it all out this season.
They had a few bumps in the road early, but they really got locked in. And I think a big reason is they're going to bring their defensive energy. But item number 2, Bobby Portis. They learned to play through him offensively. So when things got tough on the road, they had a guy that can settle them down and get them a bucket and stop runs.
Projected as a 5 seed in the tournament right now. This is a team that has won 8 of the last 10. Coming off a season-ending loss to LSU, 81-78. Madden is swinging around the perimeter. Walls off to Madden. That shot was blocked by Richardson. 6 on the shot clock. Beard threw it up off the mark. Back the other way. Hubs short. Alley-oop won't go down, but the follow by Portis a little bit shy as well.
Tennessee does not want to get in a quick running game. Good for that one to go down for the Vols, but when you're down 13-0, you want to make sure you get a good look. Quick shots lead to fast breaks for Arkansas.
It took 4 minutes and 10 seconds for the Vols to get on the board. Walls elevates, no good. Portis. They're going to say a foul against Tennessee. Looked like he might have taken an extra step in the paint. That's what Tennessee wanted. Instead, he'll head to the free throw line when we come back. It has been all Arkansas. 15-3. Back to Nashville after this.
SEC Network Basketball is presented by Regions Bank. Proud to be the official bank of the SEC.
Doug and Casey are headed to the beach.
Okay, great.
Forgetting to deposit a check could have put their plans on hold. But Regions is helping Doug greenlight this moment of spontaneity by letting him choose immediate access to money from a check he's depositing in a snap. Regions Mobile Deposit lets you skip a trip to the bank and give life the green light. Ready to move your life forward? Switch to Regions.
Dad, like, how many more weeks are you going to be using my car?
Until my insurance claim goes through, this is our car.
Mr. Parker, my parents have...
Allstate.
They have this...
Claim satisfaction guarantee.
Really?
Their claim experience is...
Fast, fair, and hassle-free.
Or they get their, like, money back.
Sarah! Come to prom with me!
No.
Hey, Mr. Parker.
Claim satisfaction guarantee. Just another way Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
Heroes Charge. Lead your heroes in the Hit mobile game. Download Heroes Charge now.
Arkansas starts this game from the field 6 out of 10. They hit their first 5 shots.
One of the big keys to these made shots is passes right on the money in the shooting pocket. Good passes lead to made shots.
They've hit 3 threes, including Bobby Portis with 1. It's a team that when they get rolling, they can put some points on the board. They average 79 points a game, 10th in the country. That is first in the conference.
They've only missed 4 shots, Dave, but they've gotten 3 of them back. So there really isn't anything that they're not doing on the offensive end of the floor, and 6 field goals, 5 assists.
Well, let's kind of flip the switch a little bit. If you're Donnie Tyndall, what was that timeout about for you?
Well, it's about settling down, first of all, giving your team a little bit of confidence. Guys, we've been in games like this before. We're going to make runs. Defensively, we got to find shooters and keep Arkansas off the glass. Offensively, we've got to get some movement and attack in the paint and play inside out.
Well, Kaylee had her ear in that Arkansas huddle. What was going on over there? Kaylee's mic apparently has shut off for a moment. Portis. Bobby Portis rolling now. Portis has 7. More offensive rebound. Back to Richardson. Josh bumped by Madden, and he'll head to the free throw line.
That's the first good drive Tennessee's been able to get.
All right, seems like we got Kaylee's mic fixed. What was going on in that last huddle, Kaylee?
Well, Dave, Mike Anderson imploring his guys to keep doing what they're doing. At that point, he's saying Tennessee's only made 1 shot, but they are going to keep shooting. So be ready for those long rebounds if the shots continue not to fall for them. Also telling his guys, don't be afraid of their zone. You've got to attack. Keep driving.
Well, we'll see how that plays out here. Madden to the bench. Harris to the bench. Bobby Portis, by the way, with 10 points, 4 of 4 from the field, 3 rebounds.
And a steal. Played pretty good early, huh?
Bell out of the corner. That won't drop. Richardson, the rebound. Tariq Owens tried to throw it down. But there's Richardson. He is everywhere. Balkman, that's a 2, and it will trickle through the iron. Balkman, a young man that's fighting through some major shoulder pain. Going to have surgery after the season. Portis chases it down. Trying to go inside. Tariq Owens had it, and he is fouled by Ja'Cory Williams. That'll be the first on Williams. Take a look at our brackets, and we have 1 semifinal set. Kentucky will take on the 13 seed Auburn Tigers. 3 games, 3 victories. Florida hanging close most of the afternoon with Kentucky, but down the stretch, the Cats will win it by 15. You know, Auburn finished up the 18-game SEC slate with just 4 wins. They've had 3 in 3 days.
Is that the definition of a tournament run?
That's
Getting
it.
hot at the right time?
Moore goes with the left hand. He'll get the miss back. And to the free throw line he'll go. Foul on Kingsley inside.
I think, we touched on Auburn's run. It just tells you how strong this league has gotten and the improvement that it's made, Dave. You've got teams in the bottom third that are making some noise. South Carolina also with a couple of wins as well in this tournament, who we'll see in the next game. This league, top to bottom, has created some depth this year.
Yeah, great point is our matchup coming up after this one. South Carolina and Georgia. Gamecocks knocked off Georgia twice during the regular season. Auburn had a couple of really good wins on the road this year. LSU and Georgia.
Beat Xavier, a team that's headed to the NCAA tournament.
Arkansas jumped all over Tennessee in this one. They led it 13-0 through the first 4 minutes of the game. Kingsley with that rebound. Beard will get it off to Watkins. Kingsley had his hands on it. It'll belong to Tennessee. You know, Frank Martin was pretty emphatic about how he feels about the Southeastern Conference. Here's what he said last night. Ole Miss better be in that tournament. They better be with a good seed. Just like Texas A&M and LSU. Not only should they be in it, they are teams that will have success in it, referring to the NCAA tournament. So if they don't get good seeds, Frank going to go chase somebody down?
He might.
I know he might, and you don't want him coming after you.
But I think Frank Martin makes a good point. These are teams that when you look at them, they're tough outs. They're teams that can win in the NCAA tournament. Ole Miss, a very dangerous basketball team. The latest bracketology, last 4 in.
Loose basketball. Owens on the deck. Madden there too. He comes away with the basketball. Up ahead to Qualls. Watkins. Williams. Kingsley. Left it short. There's Qualls with a follow. 5 for Michael Qualls.
Michael Qualls, such an important part of Arkansas' success. We saw the great second effort on the offensive rebound. Does a little bit of everything for this Arkansas team.
Reese with 2 fouls takes it to the rim. He's fouled. He'll have a couple of free throws coming up when we come back. Arkansas up a dozen. They have been impressive thus far. The Hogs, the number 2 seed in the tournament, with 13 conference wins, looking the part here in Nashville.
What sorts of things are keeping you guys awake at night?
Am I saving enough? Will I be able to save enough before retirement?
My life expectancy now is 24 years. My money expectancy is about 15 years.
I don't want to get to the end of the road and not have any money in the bank.
An advisor can really help you look at the whole picture.
Can a Hooters girl do your yard work for you while you play hooky to watch hoops? No. No, she can't. Does she make ditching your work to eat wings and watch hoops worth it? Yes. Yes, she does.
Arkansas leading Tennessee by a dozen. First half hoops of the first game of our night session here in Nashville. Bobby Ford is the SEC Player of the Year. Came in averaging almost 18 a game and has yet to miss a shot tonight.
He's just been outstanding early on, and I think the thing I like most about it is he's playing with energy. He's not just making shots. It's happening because he's brought great energy to start this game.
You see the one in the right corner over there. That's his 12th three-pointer of the year. He's now 12 out of 27. And he has been dynamite. A lot of energy from the opening tap. That was his first shot 10 seconds into the game.
We talked about his versatility at the open, and he's doing it tonight. That one off of a steal, and then getting to the offensive glass. He's the best in the SEC at it.
Well, good start for Arkansas. Let's get the thoughts from head coach Mike Anderson, who's over there with Kaylee.
Coach, after such a hot start, what's the biggest challenge in maintaining?
Well, we've been making shots, so our defense has got to be the constant. I think we've got to continue to rebound the basketball. Tennessee is a team that's going to hang around. They're going to keep scrapping and clawing. So we've just got to keep the energy and the intensity on defense.
Thanks.
His team has held the Volunteers to 2 of 11 shooting. That's just 18%. But Derek Reese will head to the free throw line. Reese last night finished up with 6 points and 7 rebounds. And he had to dodge some foul trouble. Got a couple of early, but ended up playing 31 minutes last night.
Free throw line has been good early on for Tennessee. As you said, 2 for 11. That's their 5th point from the foul line. This thing would be worse than 10 had they not got aggressive. They got to the free throw line.
Portis, fall away. That won't go. Balkman the rebound. First miss for Portis. See if Tennessee can take advantage. Balkman again. Not this time. Portis with his 5th rebound up to Watkins. You watch Watkins. He actually played on an AAU team with Bobby Portis and Moses Kingsley. They won the AAU national championship together. That must have been some basketball team.
It's a strong AAU squad.
Yeah.
Not a good offensive possession for Arkansas. Ball stayed on the perimeter.
Look at Moore at 6'5", battling inside. Comes up with the rebound, and he's fouled. That'll be the 2nd on Madden.
Tennessee is so active defensively in that zone, Dave. If you don't get some ball movement from side to side and then get the basketball in the paint, off punching gaps off the dribble or flashing somebody to the high post, it's going to be a long night for you.
Well, Tennessee defensively they've done what they needed to do. They slowed down Arkansas. They got off to that great start, but since just 3 out of 13, the problem is Tennessee's got to find a way to get the ball in the basket, down 10.
They're going to have to stay aggressive, driving the basketball, try to get to the foul line as much as they can.
Tennessee averaging 63 points a game, not a high-scoring club. That's 12th in the league. But that's a way to get it going. Robert Hubbs III, a 32% three-point shooter, gets that one to go down. And Tennessee now trailing by 7.
It doesn't hurt to make some shots either. He's continuing what he started last night. Hubbs shot the ball well in the win they had last night.
He hit 3 threes in that game last night. Here's Beard. Portis. Reese had to be careful with those 2 fouls. Portis missed. Tennessee on the go. Richardson, 17-footer. Boy, Portis going to have a double-double here in just a matter of moments. Portis, 10 points, 7 rebounds. And a reach-in foul on Moore. That'll be the first on Armani.
Dave, you talk about Portis' numbers early on. We saw the similar start from Damian Jones last night at Vanderbilt. But Vandy forgot about Damian Jones and didn't get him the basketball down the stretch. And that's the same way that Arkansas has had moments where they struggle throughout this season. If they forget about Bobby Portis, they got to make sure he gets touches on the offensive end.
Walls comes out to set that screen. Tennessee's really forced Arkansas to play a perimeter game as Qualls tries to drive into that zone. Portis had his hands on it. It's tapped around, last touch by Reese. Don't forget, tomorrow the SEC ESPN Network brings you an SEC softball doubleheader. First at 1 o'clock, LSU takes on Florida. Number 1 versus number 2 should be great. And it'll be just as much fun shortly thereafter at 3 o'clock as Alabama takes on Georgia. Another top 10 matchup, all coming up on the SEC ESPN Network. And a foul against Owens. That'll be his first. $16 fouls against Tennessee. Arkansas with 5 team fouls. Well, Harris tied up by Richardson. And Hubbs gets out of that trouble. Now Qualls in the corner. Nice ball movement. Portis throws it down. Excellent patience by Arkansas on that possession.
Well, the key was Qualls was strong with the basketball. Beard made a good cut. He didn't just stand after he made the pass. Through the help defense and then the drop off for Portis.
Hubbs right down the lane. That shot is rejected by Harris. Qualls pump fake, then goes up with it, knocks it home. 4 quick wins by Arkansas, lead back to 11. Takeaway by Portis. Lay in, will go, and he'll head to the line.
That's a quick 6-0 run.
Well, nobody turns over the opponent better than Arkansas, and they're showing why.
Never throw the ball to the deep corner against a pressing team, especially when Bobby Portis is the man coming to close the trap. Because if it gets deflected, it will be finished.
Portis at the free throw line. 74% on the year. Won't go. Richardson the rebound.
Good second effort by Owens to follow his own miss. Not a lot of weight inside for the young big fella from Tennessee, but he's athletic and he can run. Donnie Tyndall's excited about his future.
Portis fouled on the way to the basket. Bobby Portis with 14 points. We'll head to the free throw line when we come back. Arkansas up by 11. The Hogs playing with a lot of emotion. Quarterfinal Friday. Scottie Pippen, an Arkansas native, watching.
Introducing the Bacon Velveeta Patty Meltdown with grilled onions and Applewood smoked bacon. It's the best kind of meltdown, only at Hardee's.
Saturday, baseball heads into conference play on the SEC ESPN network. First up, 7th-ranked Texas A&M and their explosive offense host Auburn. Then, the Rebels rely on their defensive prowess to take on the speed of 4th-ranked LSU in Tiger Country. Auburn, Texas A&M at 5, Ole Miss, LSU at 8. Saturday, only on the S.
Starting tonight, Spike presents Friday Night Lights Out. World-class fights, 3 on Spike. It all begins with some of boxing's best when 2 blood and gut warriors go to war. Superstar Andre Berto battles dangerous brawler Josecito Lopez. Plus, hard-hitting welterweight Sean Porter takes on white-hot Roberto Garcia. Spike is lighting up Friday nights. Premier Boxing Champions, live tonight at 9 on Spike Channel 241.
Introducing the Bernie, the portable, environmentally friendly grill you can take anywhere. No need to gather wood or lighter fluid because the Bernie is made from all-natural alder wood and lights itself with just 1 match. And the Bernie will give you better tasting burgers, steaks, chicken, hot dogs, s'mores, anything you can cook over an open fire. And when the party's over, the Bernie burns itself out back to the earth, so there's no cleanup. Just visit BernieGrill.com to get one. Turn up the heat at your next gathering with the Bernie from BernieGrill.com.
Hogs up by 11, 7.5 to go in the opening frame from Nashville. Arkansas, a couple of really nice possessions, including this one.
But you can't stand against the Tennessee zone. You got to make sure you cut. And the reason is you draw a help. After the pass to the corner, Beard is going to cut hard to the basket. It's going to force Armani Moore to leave Bobby Portis. You don't want to leave that guy open at the rim.
7 assists now for Arkansas against just 2 turnovers. Let's get an update from the Tennessee side of things. Donnie Tyndall's alongside Kaylee.
Coach, you were able to slow Arkansas down a bit, but how do you close the gap?
I'm sorry, one more time?
How do you close the gap?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we've got to rebound the basketball. You know, we made them miss a few times and give up second, third shot opportunities. We've got no chance if we don't clean that up.
Thank you.
It's going to be tough against this Arkansas team that can be a really good rebounding team. Right now, they're only +1 in the rebounding department are the Hawks as Portis toes the line. These two clubs split during the regular season. Arkansas lost to Tennessee 74-69, and then Arkansas beat Tennessee 69-64. You look at what Bobby Portis has done. He's matched Tennessee point for point. Actually has a 1-point advantage.
Donatello's exactly right to close the gap. They've got to keep Arkansas off the glass, but they're going to have to score to close the gap as well. They got to find a way to produce some points. Josh Richardson's got to get going, and they got to get something from Armani Moore. Really struggled last night going scoreless in the game. Got to make sure he gets some buckets.
Beard with a foul, a trip on Balkman. That'll be the first on Beard, and that'll be the 6th team foul against Arkansas.
The other reason they need to stay in attack mode is one more foul and they get to the foul line. It's a chance for them to pick up some easy points and set some full court pressure. See if they can't force some turnovers of their own. They forced Arkansas into 18 turnovers in both their previous meetings.
Those season high numbers for Arkansas. Tennessee did it twice.
A lot of people misunderstand, Dave, that a pressing team has to score off their press. No, they need to score in the half court so they can set their press first.
Reese blocked by Portis. The follow by Reese no good. Harris that rebound. Here's Beard. Shot clock approaching 10. A little give and go, but a foul on the floor against Tennessee as Qualls cuts to the basket. Balkman picks up his first.
Credit Mike Anderson and his staff. It's obviously been an emphasis for Arkansas coming into this game that you've got to pass and cut hard anytime the ball goes to the deep corner or the short corner area, because Tennessee is going to trap that. It's led to a dunk by Portis and now free throw attempts for Michael Qualls.
Love the old give and go. Come on.
It is the old give and go.
You guys, all you coaches call it different stuff now. That's just basic give and go right there.
Old two-man game. You're going to break that out on me too?
Yeah. Balkman has it knocked out of his hands, but doing what you said, taking it to the basket. Now some free throws coming up.
I mean, right now, that's good offense in my mind if you're Tennessee. Things aren't going well for you on the offensive end in terms of getting clean looks and making shots. We'll score from the foul line, attack this Arkansas pressure, and force them to have to make some plays on you.
Boy, Balkman, you see the bandage. You know, it's hard to see from that angle on the left shoulder. That's a shoulder that's going to be operated on when the season's over. He has been playing in pain almost this entire year. It actually pops out. He has to pop it back in. He says it is the most excruciating pain. But somehow he gets over that and gets out and gets ready to play every single night.
There's a high expectation in the Tennessee program for toughness, and the big reason is they recruit tough kids. And it's got to be awful tough to have your shoulder popping in and out and still be on the floor, Dave. I don't even think we'd make it to the table for the game with our headsets if our shoulder was up.
I'm laying on the sofa right about that point. Right. Oh, Bobby Portis, 18 here in the opening half. He's done it all. Inside, outside, mid-range.
I don't think anybody is feeling bad about their vote for Bobby Portis as Player of the Year right now.
Richardson on Qualls, slides in. The follow by Owens won't go, but a foul against Arkansas. Looked like somebody tried to cut him as Owens was going up.
One of the keys for Arkansas has been good, quick ball movement. Watch the pass to Qualls and then the quick interior pass to Bobby Portis. Owens can't get three-quarter right there in that situation. You've either got to be dead front or behind. If you get caught on his side, especially if you're giving up the weight Owens is, you're going to get punched on.
I don't want to call out our boy Sean Farnham. Great job today, but I was watching, and he said that he thought that Willie Cauley-Stein should have been Player of the Year in the conference because of what Willie does all over the floor, defensively change the game. Maybe Bobby Portis heard a little bit of that today.
He may have, and we know this from experience. We had the Vanderbilt game earlier in the year at Arkansas, and his teammates were giving him some stuff about Damian Jones and how good he was.
Right.
He's going to give it to you, and Portis was an absolute monster in that game with 32 points and double-digit rebounds.
Boy, Brad and Sean had to work a little extra today, didn't they?
Oh, man. It's tournament time, baby.
And Arkansas playing like they want to win this one. Count the basket as Harris will step to the line. Carmichael picks up the foul.
Alandise Harris really embodies everything this Arkansas program is about. Brings great toughness. He's an unselfish player, a tenacious defender, and a physical player at the rim that can finish through contact.
A 33-19 advantage for Arkansas. They started this game 13-0. It took over 4 minutes for Tennessee to pick up their first basket. We have 5:04 to go and a turnover. Portis with it. Now to Bell. Hits it, and he is fouled. A 4-point opportunity on the way for the Hogs.
Textbook execution after a steal. Anytime you force a turnover as a pressing team, you want quick passing and quick ball movement. Watch how Bell sprints out to the corner after the pass. Beard doesn't hold on to it. He makes another quick pass, leads to an open three. Look at the length of the closeout that has to take place from Willie Carmichael. And it leads to an and-one opportunity on a three-point shot. Where have we seen that before?
Last night. Right about midnight Eastern time.
The Ole Miss Rebels. The and-one three looked sure they were going to win the game. And then the foul on the three-pointer. And Tyrone Johnson from South Carolina calmly sinks three for the victory.
Dan Cox in Georgia coming up after this one. It's a 7-0 run by Arkansas. A quick 7-0 run. There's another turnover, and Richardson coughs it up and then runs right over Bell. And, you know, you're talking about that 4-point play. Just saw one a moment ago, and, of course, last night we saw it as well. And here it is.
And the key is a great pass. Moody draws three defenders. And Dwayne Notice was just making great effort. He really didn't make a silly play. He made a great effort play. Happened to run into Jarvis Summers because he moved forward a little bit. It looked like it was over. And then Tyrone Johnson draws the foul from Ladarius Snoop White and knocks down 3 free throws for the win.
Bell knocks down that free throw. 68% foul shooter. Last 2 games, averaging 14.5 points. Has 5 here. Tell you what, when Bell can get to double figures, Arkansas is 20-4.
Big reason for that, Dave. It means they're playing inside-out basketball. Bobby Portis is touching it a lot. Michael Qualls is getting into the paint, and he's getting good open looks off inside-out action.
Hunter. That won't drop. Good shot. Reese working hard. He's fouled. Let's see who picks up that foul. That will be against Bell. That'll be the second on Athlon.
It's not always pretty, but Tennessee is always going to bring you really good effort. Never going to quit. In fact, last night, throw the X's and O's out the window. Really just out-toughed Vanderbilt in the last 5 minutes of that game on a 20-2 run for the victory.
Here goes punter back the other way. Off the front of the rim, Kingsley the rebound. Oh, and an injured Arkansas player, Beard, slowly takes a seat right about midcourt. Dave England, a longtime athletic trainer for the basketball team, attends to him. We'll step aside.
Can a Hooters girl do your job for you while you play hooky to watch hoops? No. No, she can't. Does she make ditching work to eat wings and watch hoops worth it? Yes. Yes, she does.
Know you're budgeted for the expected and the unexpected. Know that at least the process of buying a new home can be clear and simple. Know your investments can make retirement closer than you think. Know the one word behind all the guidance we provide, tools we create, and services we offer. Because when you have insight, you know.
I love walking around that clubhouse.
The aura of it is just something that's very, very special.
Now that I'm able to go in the champions locker room, it's a feeling of prestige to be part of the club of Masters champions.
We are creators, innovators, entrepreneurs. And at the 3rd Annual Southeastern Conference Symposium, we will discuss how our passions will drive tomorrow's economy. Join us in Atlanta September 20th, 21st, and 22nd for a unique academic conference highlighting creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Visit secsymposium.com for more information. SECU, the academic initiative of the Southeastern Conference.
Arkansas shooting almost 54% from the field and 50% from the three. A big reason, perfect passes lead to made shots. Watch how these are delivered right on the money in the strike zone. You want to throw strikes to shooters, meaning hit them right where they want the basketball to start their shot. Look at Bobby Portis. He doesn't even have to move his hands before he goes in to the sweet stroke from the corner. Arkansas outstanding early offensively. Tennessee not so much. 7 turnovers, 4 for 22 from the field. Not only did Arkansas start on a 13-0 run, Dave, but they're 6 of their last 6.
Take a look at the injury to Beard. He tried to get up, got to midcourt, and decided to that he might just want to sit this one out for a few minutes. He'll head back to that Arkansas locker room here at Bridgestone Arena.
Based on how he hopped up and bounced a little bit on his toes, it looks like maybe he might have done something to his knee. Couldn't decide if he wanted to go try to steal that basketball. Looked like his knee buckled on him a little bit.
Durham and Watkins working the backcourt along with Harris, Qualls, and Kingsley on the floor for the Hogs. Qualls hit the deck. Richardson, reach-in foul against Arkansas. I think that'll go against Watkins. That'll be the first on him. And the 10th team foul. Josh Richardson to the free throw line. Josh, just 2 points. 0 for 3 from the field. Does have 6 rebounds. Josh last night, 22 big points, 6 rebounds, a couple of assists, 3 steals, played 38 minutes. He is first in the conference in minutes played, averaging 36 minutes per game. As Beard back on the bench for Arkansas. And it is available to return if Mike Anderson so chooses. Well, Arkansas has hit 6 of their last 7 shots. Tennessee has missed 5 straight. Durham chases it down. Shot clock at 10.
Tennessee with only 4 field goals in this half. Had they not put 9 points on the board from the free throw line, this score would be even worse.
Shot clock violation. And a traveling simultaneously. Either way, Tennessee gets the basketball.
And this is where we talk about the value of Bobby Portis, and this is why I disagree with anybody that thinks Willie Cauley-Stein should be Player of the Year. The presence that Bobby Portis brings offensively, whether he's touching and scoring the basketball or not, changes everything else that opponents have to do. And to me, that's impact on both ends of the floor that's greater than just being an offensive rebounder and an outstanding defensive player. And there's no question Willie Cauley-Stein's had unbelievable impact, but better numbers for Bobby Portis. And by the way, his team's really good also.
Well, coming up at the half on our Heroes Charge halftime report, Auburn does it again. They advance to the semifinals. Kentucky rolls in their opening game of the tournament. And South Carolina and Georgia coming up after this one. All the boys, Dari, Dane, and Tony will break that one down for us. Yeah, Tennessee at the line. It's kind of been their saving grace. They are 12 out of 14. Bobby Portis back on the floor for the final 2:25. Portis, I mean, just nasty numbers. 18 and 6. Most points in a half this season for Bobby Portis. We had the game against the Commodores when Portis went off for 32 in that game. Hit 13 of 18 from the field with 11 rebounds, 9 of them on the offensive end. Here's Portis, shot clock down to 8. Oh, Moore just throws it out of bounds. It'll belong to Arkansas. 6 on the shot clock. Watkins will trigger it in. Arkansas shooting 52%. Tennessee at 18%. Long three by Beard. Off the front of the iron. Little run out by Punter. In traffic and a blocking foul against Arkansas. And more free throws coming up for the Volunteers.
Beard shot that basketball from about 30 feet. There were 6 seconds on the shot clock. I don't know if he thought there was less or what, but then doesn't get back and get set. And again, were it not for Tennessee's aggressiveness driving the basketball in the half court in transition and getting to the foul line, this lead would be even more than 16 right now.
Mike Anderson letting the officials hear it. Felt like Punter used that off arm to create some space. The biggest lead was 20 here in the opening half. Punter's missed all of his shots from the field, but has been perfect at the line 4 out of 4.
Dave, you talked about the advantage of Arkansas being able to watch LSU early. Arkansas also has the advantage of going in the locker room at halftime. And Mike Anderson telling his team, this team will not quit, Tennessee. They're going to make a run. In fact, they finished on a 20-2 run to beat Vanderbilt yesterday. We've got to play with just as much energy to start the second half as we did the first half.
Ball's on a 6-0 run. Qualls flashes, shoots. Perfect.
Have to get the basketball to the middle of the floor against this Tennessee defense. It was good execution.
Kevin Punter brings it up against Qualls. Punter, junior college transfer. Richardson kicks it to Reese. That won't go down. Tapped around right into the hands of Beard. Little run out. Beard takes it himself. No whistle. The follow, though, by Harris.
Bobby Portis running the floor and making the defense worry about him. Opened up the driving lane, led to the offensive rebound.
Moore still can't buy a bucket here at the tournament. Qualls hangs in the air. Fouled by Punter with 32 seconds to play before the break.
Watch Bobby Portis out in front behind the defense. Makes the defense drop low. Allows Beard to drive it even deeper all the way to the rim. And it frees up the lane for Alandise Harris to clean it up.
So Qualls at the line. 77%. Tennessee, by the way, they have missed 7 straight field goals. Their last field goal came at the 7:43 mark. But in that span, though, they do have 11 made free throws. Gall's in double figures now. Tennessee's going to look at this first half stat sheet. Wonder what the heck happened. Just 4 out of 24 from the field. How about this first free throw from Qualls? How many times did it go around the cylinder? 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half.
I think you would call that good touch.
That's the kind of half it's been for the Hogs. 45 on the board right now. That is a crazy first half against a team that allows 63 a game. What does Donnie need to do at halftime to get this club?
He's got to settle his guys down, remind them that they're a team that can make runs. That's how they won the game last night. And they got to take care of transition defense and find a way to keep attacking the basket offensively and chip away at it a little bit at a time. Not going to get it all back at once.
Well, they got to also find a way to slow down the SEC Player of the Year, Bobby Portis. A monster half. 18 points, 6 rebounds. He was 7 of 10 from the field. Tennessee with 45 first half points. They lead it by 20. We'll be back with our Heroes Charge halftime report right after these messages.
This moment, it's been 40 years in the making. Passing the torch from father to son is why your family partnered with Regions in the first place. From succession planning to your first day as CEO, Regions shares your vision for moving forward. And at moments like this, that makes all the difference. Is your business at a turning point? Turn to Regions.
A university as exceptional as its location, where the world comes to do business, to be inspired in unexpected ways. A place made for adventure, discovery, and growth. Our strength lies in our spirit, and our calling is to greatness. The University of Arkansas.
Oh, hey, bud.
Oh.
Where you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
It's a school night. With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
Not sure about those two. I've been meaning to ask you. This is tougher than I thought. Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't. Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Brian.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers.
Good idea.
For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Welcome to the Heroes Charge halftime report. Here in Nashville, it is all Hog. 45-25 at the half against Tennessee. Dari Noka here inside Bridgestone Arena with you. That is former Tennessee Volunteer Dane Bradshaw. That's former Kentucky Wildcat Tony Delk. You called it before the season. The conference player of the year would be Bobby Portis. He was. Right now, he's the player of this game. 18 points and 6 rebounds. What's impressing you?
He is having a monster game. 18-6. He's doing it from all different spots. Inside, out, going to the basket, mid-range. He's showing his whole repertoire. Bobby Portis is putting an impact on this game, and he's showing why he is the best player in the conference. He wants the ball inside. I love what Coach Anderson's doing. He's getting the ball to him, and they're playing through him, which is smart right now.
Dane, you said, let's see whose defense can impact the other's offense. Who doesn't make mistakes with the basketball? Arkansas is controlling things from that. They've only turned it over 4 times, but they're forcing them from Tennessee.
They are. Arkansas's ability to score the basketball has allowed them to get into the press, which has led to 7 turnovers for Tennessee Vols, 13 points off the turnovers for the Arkansas Razorbacks. And look at Bobby Portis here. How many big men in the country can come out, trap the point guard, and take it coast to coast for the big dunk? The Arkansas Razorbacks, this is a prime example where you can't get
You're watching the SEC tournament presented by Regions. Back inside Bridgestone Arena as we continue on with game number 1 of our night session here on quarterfinal Friday. Arkansas leading Tennessee by 20 points. Dave Neal back alongside my coach partner, Darren Horn, my life coach in a lot of ways as well. But let's talk about this Arkansas team. They've had a chance to, I guess, kind of have a week off before they opened up play here. And some teams come out a little lethargic in that regard. Not this Arkansas team. What impressed you the most in that first 20 minutes?
In a word, Dave, energy. This Arkansas team came out flying around all over the floor, both offensively and defensively. They look fresh and ready to play. And the guy leading the charge, SEC Player of the Year, Bobby Portis. 5 Tennessee defenders. Bobby Portis finds his way to the middle of the zone. Easy catch and shoot. Well, I can make him the free throw. Let me just back up and show it from the corner. The best offensive rebounder in the SEC. Gets to the backside of the glass and the and one opportunity. He's going to do it on the defensive end as well with the steal and putback. And then the recipient behind the defense after a nice cut from Beard and the pass from Qualls with the strong finish.
Bobby Portis' shot chart looks like this. He hit his first 4 of the game, and he steps out for his 12th three-pointer in that right-hand corner. Arkansas obviously up 20. Let's get an update on what Mike Anderson's thoughts were after 20 minutes of play. Kaylee.
Well, Bobby Portis playing with confidence. Mike Anderson said it's that simple to explain his success, but he does feel his guys are doing a really nice job of getting Portis the ball in the right spots. Portis then is doing the work to finish the play. Now, they may be ahead by 20, but Mike Anderson preaches to his team it is 0-0 coming out of the half. He says these first 5 minutes will tell him if this team's got the same intensity we saw when this game started.
And, you know, you said it in the first half. This Tennessee team obviously capable of a big run. They put on a 20-2 run to finish the game last night. And I'm sure that was probably a topic of conversation. You can't let your guard down against Donnie Tyndall's club.
Well, there's no question about it, and Mike Anderson's exactly right. The first 5 minutes of this half, Arkansas has a chance to set the tone for how the rest of the game is going to be played.
Richardson gets it back to Moore. Armani still trying for a basket here at the tournament. He's fouled on the way up. Some free throws coming up. Look at the numbers when Bobby Portis touches the basketball, the point production for Arkansas.
It's a huge difference, Dave, and that's why I think his presence is so important. He doesn't always have to score it, but if he can get some touches and Arkansas plays through him, he attracts defense and it opens up shots for his teammates.
Armani Moore in that first half, 0 for 2 from the field, was 1 of 2 at the free throw line. He was 0 for 6 from the field last night. This is a young man that came into this tournament averaging 11 points a game, almost 7 rebounds, 16 games in double figures. Has just 2 tonight. Got to get something out of him. He's a young man that's 6'5" power forward. Third foul on Reese now. Boy, points in the paint. Look at Arkansas. 20 on 16 attempts.
One of the things Tennessee's zone is designed to do is force you to have to make challenge threes at a high rate in order to beat them. But right now, Arkansas having their way in the paint against the Volunteers.
Madden throws it away. Punter back the other way. The follow is good by Hubbs. 5 for Robert. Boy, Madden threw it away, creating the turnover.
Beard tried to get a hand on it, which allowed Harris a block attempt, just not able to finish it off. And good follow by Hobbs.
Here's Beard. That won't go. Portis, offensive rebound. He'll try it again. He's fouled to the line. He will go.
Bobby Portis always working in the zone. One of the reasons he's such a good offensive rebounder is that he goes to the baseline and works his way back into the defense. That allows him to have inside rebounding position, and why he racks up so many offensive rebounds.
4 offensive rebounds tonight for Bobby Portis, who was trying to close in on another double-double. He's had 11 this year, 16 in his career. Knocks that one home. Moore. Punter. Blocking foul against Madden. Third foul on the senior.
Definitely a block. Was not squared up on him, but in some ways Punter lucky on that one because he was definitely out of control making that play.
Richardson, high arching three is good. And for Josh Richardson, his first made field goal. Now with 7 points. Qualls and Portis have combined for 31 points. Make it 33 points. The highest scoring duo in the league, right on their average. Moore, up and under move. And he finally gets one to go through the cylinder.
Tennessee much more aggressive early in this second half to attack the basket. One of the reasons they're not turning the ball over like they were early in the first half, so they're able to get some shot attempts.
Harris. Harris now with 7. Arkansas's lead is 18. Reese going baseline, throwing one down. Derek Reese, the junior out of Orlando, at 6'8", averaging 6 a game. Portis. Well, Reese just picked up his 4th, by the way.
Watch Bobby Portis on the left side. He's going to step in and seal after the ball moves to the wing. Keeps the defense on the high side and is able to get the easy catch and finish. Really nice pass by Beard.
Boy, Reese has to head back to the bench. He picked up 2 quick fouls in the first half. Does the same here in the second half. Qualls going to the basket and a foul against Armani Moore. That's number 2 on Armani. He was in foul trouble last night, but not so much this evening.
Michael Qualls, one of the most athletic wings in the SEC, able to put the ball on the deck, draw the contact and the foul. Had the opportunity to visit with this young man several times during the season and asked him, what do you think is the reason for your improved play? He said, I just feel like I understand what I need to be doing more. He's got a better pace and understanding.
You look at the new shoes, new kicks for Michael Qualls. That's the new Scottie Pippen line. Scottie Pippen sitting right behind the Arkansas bench tonight. Grew up in the state of Arkansas. There is Scottie. And was an Arkansas fan. Played at Central Arkansas before his NBA career, but called Mike Anderson up, said, hey, I got a new line of shoes coming out from Nike. You guys want some? And players were like, absolutely.
Even though we all know the stories about Scottie Pippen growing like 6 or 7 inches in college, in today's world, they would have been talking about how Arkansas missed on him and they're not doing the job in the recruiting wars.
Qualls, maybe the Pippins are working. Michael Qualls now with 15. He and Portis are going crazy tonight. 37 between those two.
And we talked earlier, Dave, about Arkansas' struggles on the road and maybe with consistency in years past, and while they've just missed the tournament, I think the biggest difference this year is they're so improved in the half court offensively. They seem to know who they are and where they need to get the basketball, mainly Bobby Portis, and in tonight's game, into the middle of the zone against a zone defense by Tennessee. Michael Qualls with the hard flash from the weak side into the open area. Want to get the ball in the middle of the floor to a playmaker. Qualls definitely fits that description.
Offensive foul. Head the other way with it. Third on Bell. Oh, excuse me, punter. And he'll head to the bench for a minute. Not a deep bench for Donnie Tyndall. He's had to work a little magic over there, trying to keep guys as fresh as possible. The Tennessee team has suffered through some injuries this year.
It's one of the reasons the wins have been harder to come by for Donnie Tyndall over a long season. Got off to a great start, had a couple of quality non-conference wins, one over Butler out of the Big East, and then just run out of gas really here down the stretch, in large part because of some roster challenges.
Balkman the rebound. Armani Moore. Nice big time move from Armani. Offensive foul. Bobby Portis. And a little hand fight over there with Tariq Owens. That'll be the second on Portis, and he's not happy about it. There's a timeout on the floor. Under 16 timeouts. Arkansas still with a big lead here in their opening game of the 2015 SEC Hoops Tournament from Nashville. Back to Bridgestone Arena on the other side.
Introducing the Bacon Velveeta Patty Meltdown with grilled onions and applewood smoked bacon. It's the best kind of meltdown. Only at Hardee's.
Know you're budgeted for the expected and the unexpected. Know that at least the process of buying a new home can be clear and simple. Know your investments can make retirement closer than you think. Know the one word behind all the guidance we provide, tools we create, and services we offer. Because when you have insight, you know.
Well, the scene last night. Ole Miss, South Carolina. They needed a 3 to tie it up. Well, they get 4. Jarvis Summers makes the free throw. But then Snoop White fouls Tyrone Johnson with 0.7 seconds left on a three-pointer. He makes them all. And South Carolina somehow, someway won the game last night against Ole Miss. And Frank Martin and the Gamecocks in the building tonight to take on the Georgia Bulldogs, the number 3 seed. Their first appearance in the 2015 tournament coming up. Dogs making their way in the building, but it'll be interesting to see how much South Carolina has left in the tank after last night. Kentucky will take on Auburn tomorrow. They took down Florida for the 3rd time this year as they ran their record to 32-0. Auburn, how about 3 wins in 3 days? And what happens with the SEC teams? We know this. LSU and Ole Miss right now in that category of 4 of the last 4 in. And, you know, Andy Kennedy said it last night, Darren, after the loss, Ole Miss loss. He says, what we've done, we've taken our destiny out of our own hands. It's in somebody else's hands now.
Well, there's no question that's what's happened with LSU and Ole Miss. Texas A&M probably not the resume to get in with their loss. Really unfortunate that they lost Daniel House at the end of the season, so they lose to Alabama in the season finale and then first round of the tournament. But now they have to wait and see Ole Miss and LSU what happens around the country.
Owens trying to dunk one, but a foul against Michael Qualls will send Owens to the free throw line.
Anytime the basketball goes from the baseline out, you're going to have defense in a closeout situation that allows Tennessee to make the one quick bounce and the throw inside to draw the foul. I'll tell you what, when Owens gets a little bit stronger, how about the athletic play by Michael Qualls? He might be able to finish that on somebody. He's got good hops.
Owens, the 6'10 freshman from Maryland, averaging just 1 point, 1 rebound a game. Only going in at 205. On the flip side, you know, a guy like Bobby Portis is 6'11", 245 pounds. And some say he might be a little slight.
You know, when you give up that much weight, it's not individual plays. It takes its toll over the course of the game. That's one of the things I think Kentucky does to people. And oddly enough, they, on the offensive end, I think they punish people when they're on offense because they're so physical and tough to defend.
Here's Balkman the other way. Nice pass. Owens that time. The high flyer. His head almost hit the rim.
It's poor communication defensively in transition by Arkansas. Nobody got the ball stopped. Nobody protected the basket.
Timeout taken by Mike Anderson. Tennessee has cut it to 15, 14-41.
Tennessee out and running. You can expect that they're going to continue to fight, trying to chip away at this Arkansas lead.
Can a Hooters girl do your yard work for you while you play hooky to watch hoops? No. No, she can't. Does she make ditching your work to eat wings and watch hoops worth it? Yes. Yes, she does.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
Oh, sorry. Ben, please.
Wow, you can talk to your app? That's pretty cool.
Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great. Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people.
I need fans put up. I need lights put up. Who's going to do that?
Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your home project with top local service professionals.
We got everything from Home Advisor. Electricians, plumbers, handymen.
You get to read the customer reviews of all of your neighbors.
And you know that the companies that are on there have already been screened, and so you already have that confidence going in.
And Home Advisor is always free. Go to HomeAdvisor.com now.
Home Advisor.
Well, the Arkansas Razorbacks have had some SEC tournament frustrations. This is their last win back in 2008 at the SEC tournament, the tornado-ridden tournament that forced the event over to Georgia Tech. They would knock off Tennessee at the buzzer, 92-91. They would eventually play Georgia for the championship, and if you'll recall, that's when the Bulldogs won the tournament, got to the NCAA tournament by virtue of the SEC tournament title. A crazy weekend of basketball, and seeing those pictures brings back so many memories. Things that could have happened, things that could have gone wrong that didn't. The fact that the tournament finished when it did. Georgia won 2 games in 1 day. just a crazy event. But that was the last time Arkansas won an SEC tournament game.
It's hard to believe.
It is. Well, Michael Qualls and Bobby Portis trying to end that 0-for-7 run here tonight against Tennessee, up by 15. Vols have cut into this lead a little bit. Portis hits Qualls. Qualls, we're going to say jump ball arrow will favor Arkansas. Well, Tennessee trying to hang tough. Let's get an update on that last timeout by the Vols. Kaylee?
Dave, the last 2 possessions by the Volunteers, you saw them drive the basketball. They had just 2 points in the paint in the first half. Now they've got 12. That's not what Donnie Tyndall was talking about in the huddle, I'll tell you that much. But what he was talking about to his players was drive the basketball, get in the paint, stay aggressive. It's worked in small doses. We'll see how they can keep it up.
Well, they started this half, Kaylee, 0-for-2 from the field. They've hit 6 in a row. And they got to stop Arkansas on the other end.
Arkansas switching to a zone of their own, showing a little odd front, like a 1-3-1 to start, dropping back 2-3.
Richardson in traffic. 9 points for Josh already.
Josh Richardson is so fun to watch because the number of different plays that he makes on the basketball floor on both ends. Sweet little reverse layup off the offensive rebound there.
Already 3 more field goals made this half than Tennessee had in the opening half. Portis, a little too strong. Richardson the long rebound. It's a little run out. Hubbs for 3. He's got it. Tennessee, here they come. It's cut to 12. Delay a game warning against Tennessee as they touch the basketball as it went through the cylinder. That'll be a 10-2 run now for Tennessee. Always wondered this. We see Tennessee making some substitutions. This is a group that's getting it done right now. From a coach's perspective, do you stay in your substitution pattern even when teams seem to get things going well?
I think you have to do in this situation, in a tournament situation where it's survive and advance. There's no tomorrow if you don't win. Do what you have to do to win this game. Forget substitution patterns. Go with what's working for you. It's one of the reasons Auburn's won 3 games.
Richardson with another rebound. Josh has 9 boards. Ballman not going to go. Tapped around. Madden, who just checked into the game, comes away with it.
Arkansas trying to give Bobby Portis a little blow before the 12-minute media. Not near the same team offensively without him in the floor because the attention that he attracts.
Williams calls a timeout. 15 on the shot clock. But Tennessee has cut this to 12. And they're making Arkansas work for every single point here in the second half.
And Dave, it's the same 2 guys that they counted on last night in their 20-2 run to come back and beat Vanderbilt. Josh Richardson off the drive, and then Tennessee does a really nice job of getting all the way to the corner in transition, flattening out the defense and throwing the ball ahead for open threes. That's where Hubbs got some of his big ones last night.
You know, and it's a simple statistic, but they're just making some shots they didn't make in the first half. They were under 20% in the first half. 4 made field goals. Here in the second half, they're 8 out of 12. They shot 16% in the first 20 minutes. And you know they're capable if they can keep this close here in the final 7 or 8 minutes of the game based on what happened last night.
What they've got to make sure they do now that they've got to cut to 12 is don't give up one of those 10-2 runs that Arkansas is capable of and waste all the effort that they've had in the last 3 minutes.
Let's get it over to Kaylee.
Well, Dave, Tennessee saw the turning point to start that run last night after the under 8-minute timeout in the second half because Josh Richardson addressed the players in the huddle. He summed it up to say, we're out here playing like some girls. And in the huddle you just saw, Josh Richardson again, vocal. And we'll let those words again be the way to sum up what he said.
That was last night. And it was shortly thereafter this Tennessee team went on a nice run. Back in those orange jerseys tonight here, down 12 with 12:15 to go. Williams at the free throw line. Williams misses the front end. He is just a 44% foul shooter on the year.
If you're going to win in tournament action, your stars have to play well and your seniors have to lead. Josh Richardson did both in a major way last night in that comeback win against Vanderbilt. Let's see if he can will his team to get back into this one as well.
Well, the missed free throws giving Tennessee a chance to cut this to 10, possibly single digits with a 3. Moore checks back in, will set the screen for Richardson. Takes it himself right over Kingsley and lays it in.
Well, people keep switching ball screens on Josh Richardson, and all he does is drive them and get baskets. Vanderbilt did the same thing last night. How about trapping him and getting the basketball out of his hands and make somebody else beat you?
Here's Madden. Williams, free throw line. That's not going to go. Kingsley had it, lost it, and then fouls. That'll be the second on Moses. Wow, Tennessee, can they do it again? Donnie Tyndall, he's not tired. He's fired up. So are the Vols. Arkansas looked like they were in complete control, but Tennessee has definitely changed the dynamic of this one.
Saturday, baseball heads into conference play on the SEC ESPN network. First up, 7th-ranked Texas A&M and their explosive offense host Auburn. Then, the Rebels rely on their defensive prowess to take on the speed of 4th-ranked LSU in Tiger Country. Auburn, Texas A&M at 5, Ole Miss LSU at 8. Saturday, only on the SEC ESPN network.
If you're one of the millions who suffer from lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new pressure system that quickly helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch, slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll quickly begin experiencing relief. Look, back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities, but apply Be Active to the point of the lower calf muscle to quickly relieve pain. The secret is the pressure point pad that gently compresses, alleviating pain to the sciatic nerve and lower back for quick relief.
The Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on a specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
Now, get Be Active for $19.99. Call now and double the offer free. Just pay separate processing and handling. If you don't like it, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for $19.99. Call now.
To order, call 1-800-436-7159. That's 1-800-436-7159 or go online at beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
The SEC tournament presented by Regions quarterfinal hoops. Good look at Bridgestone Arena, the home for quite some time now for the SEC tournament. Been a great tournament so far. Tennessee trying to provide some excitement. Josh Richardson getting it done again in the second half.
This young man has tremendous heart and will to win. And the second half is his time to shine. He started to turn it on now in a comeback effort. Look at this. Second half numbers is the key right there. 15 against Vanderbilt last night, 6 of 7 from the field, and he looks like he's trying to start another one of those runs here in the last few minutes with 3 straight buckets.
A dynamite player, Josh Richardson, finishing his Tennessee career on a very positive note. Carmichael fouled right before we went to break, knocks home the first free throw, just 63% at the line this year. And it's back into single digits. Arkansas started this game on a 13-0 run. It took Tennessee over 4 minutes to score a point. Portis with another rebound. That is 10 for him. His 12th double-double of the year, 17th of his career. Dave Neal, Darren Horn, Kaylee Hartung with you from Bridgestone Arena. Watkins. Up and under move off the window, rolls out. Looked like that was going to drop through the iron. Not so.
Offensive possession where Bobby Portis does not touch the basketball. They've got to make sure they get the big man a touch every time down the floor.
Hubbs blocked underneath by Harris. Harris at 6'6" now with 31 blocks this season.
You know, Kaylee told us earlier that the emphasis for Tennessee is to drive the basketball, and that's what they're doing, driving the basketball right into the Arkansas defense.
Shot clock down to 3. Hubbs fires. I don't think he hit in the iron. He did, and they'll say shot clock violation.
Donnie Tyndall upset with Josh Richards for staying away from the basketball, not going to get it at the end of the shot clock to help his team make a play. See Donnie Tyndall telling Kevin to drive the basketball. Kevin Punter, that is. That's the game plan. That's the recipe to get back in this one.
And a whistle will stop play. That foul goes against Carmichael, and that'll be his 4th.
And the emphasis, drive the basketball. Why? Because they're getting some points in the paint. Only 2 in the first half. Now 14 in the second half for Tennessee. And Arkansas's done the reverse. They were outstanding in the paint early with 20. Only 6 in this half. They've been less aggressive driving the ball, and they have not gotten it to Bobby Portis as much.
Qualls knocks home that free throw. Look at what Portis and Qualls have done tonight. 40 combined points. Highest scoring duo in the conference. That free throw, by the way, snaps a nearly 4-minute scoring drought for Arkansas.
This is where Arkansas needs to turn up the heat, try to get a turnover, maybe pick up another easy one. Whatever you do, you've got to keep Josh Richardson from getting in the paint off the bounce. Alandise Harris can do it, and Michael Qualls can do it.
Here's Reese going baseline. Qualls thought he had a block, but a foul in the process. That'll be the 3rd on Michael.
Tennessee is small right now when you consider they don't have a true big on the floor. And in that situation, Bobby Portis got caught closing out Reese. Good recognition to see Portis, the big fellow, closing out on him and drive it hard to the basket and draw the foul.
There is Butch Jones, head football coach at Tennessee. Dave Hart, the athletic director as well. Dave Hart, vice chancellor and director of athletics, also played his basketball at Alabama. Bill Haslam, the governor over there of Tennessee as well. That's a high rent district over there. I don't think they'll allow us to get over that area. Harris. Right down the middle. Oh, that was emphatic to say the least. That gets the Arkansas faithful on their feet. And it takes it back to a double-figure lead. Reese, that is a 3, won't go. Harris the rebound.
Good decision by Michael Qualls not to try to thread that needle to Bobby Portis.
Portis spins baseline. Kicks it out to Madden. Qualls, three, in and out. Tapped around, and Reese has it. Armani Moore. And a foul against Harris.
Alandise Harris picked up a foul on that drive, but he didn't pick up a foul on this drive. Josh Richardson flies by on the shot fake, and Harris finishes that one strong. Reese backed out of the way. He didn't want any part of it, partly because he's got foul trouble, and partly because he didn't want to end up on SportsCenter.
You know, you watch Moore and Harris play. They are very similar type players, similar frames, physical guys that can play down in the low post area. We talked about Harris. He's only 6'6", but he's got 31 blocks on the year. 9 points tonight. Armani Moore.
And Harris really fits with the Arkansas system. Mike Anderson loves what he's all about. He's tough. He plays defense. Does a little bit of everything on the offensive end. Brings them great presence.
Tapped around. Last touch by Harris. It'll belong to Tennessee.
If Arkansas has struggled this year, it's been when they don't know who they are offensively or they don't understand their roles. I have no idea why Beard would be jacking that three when Bobby Portis needs to get a touch. Ill-advised shot.
Richardson. Owens. He had the layup and couldn't get it to go. My goodness. Balkman keeps it alive. That won't go. The follow won't go. How many chances at the rim for Tennessee? Qualls back the other way. Portis blocked by the rim, but a foul in the process. Oh my goodness, Tennessee's going to look at that sequence and leave scratching their head.
An outstanding effort, but nothing to show for it. Missed tip-ins on the floor for the loose ball. Just could not come up with the handle. Arkansas takes it the other way. And if you're Arkansas, good to see Bobby Portis at the foul line with a chance to see the ball go through the net.
You got to make those plays down there if you're Tennessee.
You have to.
Oh. Boy, first points for Bobby Portis in over 10 minutes. He was a machine in the first 20 minutes with 18 points.
Shot attempts. Only 3 this half.
Back to 12. That won't go. Portis another rebound. That is 11 for Bobby. Beard. And a blocking foul against Balkman. Well, our under 8 timeout. Tennessee still hanging around, but Arkansas with a double-figure lead. Back in a moment.
SEC Network Basketball is presented by Regions Bank, proud to be the official bank of the SEC.
The Ables opened a Regions home equity line of credit with an amazing rate, and the signs are everywhere. In the updated kitchen, and the refreshed bathroom, too. Regions' 1.99% introductory rate for 12 months can help you consolidate debt, pay for higher education, or renovate your home. We're here to assist you with quick decisions and helpful advice. As for the Ables, they're still going, with no signs of stopping. Ready to do something amazing? Call 1-888-IN-A-SNAP for credit costs and terms.
Down by 2, just under 30 seconds left in regulation. Allen brings it up the court. He dribbles left and passes it to Smith. Smith makes a move to the corner. He's cut off to the lane. He's looking. He finds James Spicy in the basket. James shoots, misses. It's tipped back. Ball's loose. Allen picks it up. 2 defenders surround him. Final seconds. Allen pump fakes 3, 2, throws up a desperation 3.
We're proud to be the official chicken of sports fans. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
These are basketballs. Both are round, wrapped in the same leather, filled with the same amount of air, because they're the same. Except for one thing, the price. You wouldn't pay more for the same thing. So why pay more for the same satellite TV? Dish gives you the same games, the same upsets, and the same buzzer beaters, all for less than DirecTV. And you want to talk tourney? Dish lets you split your screen and catch 2 games at once. Boom shakalaka. Take the Dish challenge and save $250 guaranteed. Call Dish now.
Time now for All-State Good Hands play. And for that, how about some Arkansas passing?
Anton Beard, the passer on both these plays. Good flash to the middle. You know, passing is a partnership. It takes 2 guys. One's got to let it go, and the other one's got to catch it. See the seal there by Bobby Portis with the nice soft hands by the big fella to catch. Never dropped it down. Kept it high and laid it in.
Almost 17 assists per game, 5th in the country for Arkansas. Now this Arkansas team, remember, and it wasn't too long ago, second to last regular season game, they blew a 20-point lead to South Carolina, but pulled it out at the end. They were actually down 11 in that game, came back to win it after they were leading by 20. You know, a 31-point swing. 31-point swing in that game. Mike Anderson saying, gosh, please don't let that happen again.
Well, basketball is a game of runs regardless of who's playing, but they can be even bigger swings and runs when you play like Arkansas does, and you want to get out in transition. It's going to lead to more possessions, and it's going to lead to more points being scored.
Arkansas, the 10th highest scoring team in the country at 79 points a game. Their lead now is 14.
Good help by Bobby Portis.
Oh, Richardson with a big 3. With a hand in his face. 14 now for Josh.
Good defense, better offense by Josh Richardson.
Qualls. Moore comes out to defend Madden, who takes it into the lane. Soft touch.
Solid ball movement by Arkansas in that possession. It went from baseline to corner all the way to the other side for Madden to be able to drive it for the easy lay-in.
Richardson got it again.
One thing I think Donnie Tyndall does a really nice job of with his team is when he knows when they need baskets, he's going to find Josh Richardson. Whether it's just give it to him at the top of the key to go clear out or set a little down screen for the curl action like we just saw.
Qualls just picked up his 4th foul.
Josh Richardson is a second half machine. Harris comes out. Good challenge, maybe a little late, but a tough shot by Josh Richardson. And then off the little down screen curl into the paint, he elevates. Let me tell you something. This young man is going to play in the NBA. Might not get picked to the second round, but he makes plays, and he's got tremendous heart, especially when the game's on the line. Look at what he's done in the second half the last 2 nights.
There's no doubt that he has played himself into a professional basketball contract at a high level. They're going to take a look to see if there was an elbow up above the shoulders. That was right underneath the chin by Qualls. Arkansas just got a bench warning in the process. They're going to call just offensive foul against Qualls. Michael now with 4 fouls, however. He'll have to sit for a few moments. Wonder how long they'll keep him out. 19 points to go along with 2 rebounds.
Again, there's no tomorrow, Dave. You sit them, get them calmed down, try to get to the 4-minute media timeout, and then you ride them the rest of the way.
Mike Anderson said that he moved on the baseline. He gets the timeout instead.
Awful close to a 5-second call, too.
That'll give us an opportunity to talk about Sunday at 9 o'clock right here on the SEC ESPN Network. Be sure to join our network analysts as they react and break down the 2015 NCAA Men's Tournament Bracket. You can also catch that on the Watch ESPN app. That's coming your way 9 o'clock Eastern Time right here on the SEC ESPN Network. You know, everybody likes to play around with numbers, and the folks at ESPN always come up with something creative. I'd like to look at that bottom line right there. Auburn is playing in the semifinals tomorrow against Kentucky. Coming into this tournament, they had a 0% chance.
What are the odds on 0? That's not even 1,000,000 to 1. Like,
right.
So you're telling me there's a chance? I mean, that's no chance.
Tennessee had a 0.1% chance. Richardson kicks it out. Moore off to punter. He's got it.
You have to do something to get the basketball out of Josh Richardson's hands. He's either creating offense for himself or for his teammates.
That won't go. Richardson the rebound. The last time it was this close, it was 22-13 Arkansas. Punter, that one won't drop. Reese knocked out of bounds by Harris. The Vols will have it.
Gonna rebound the basketball. 2 hands in traffic. Harris went up with 1, and it cost him.
But followed by Hubbs. Reese will try it. Again, another sequence where Tennessee can't get it to go at the rim.
If Tennessee is not able to pull this one out, they're going to look back at missed opportunities at point-blank range as the reason they couldn't pull it off.
Harris tried to dump it to Portis, taken away by Reese. Punter on the wing. Moore dribbled it off a foot. 3-on-2 run out. Madden. Oh, what a takeaway. Poked out of there by Richardson. Punter for 3. Got it!
All because of Josh Richardson's effort on the defensive end to start the break. Josh Richardson with an unbelievable effort to knock that basketball away led to the break. Evan Hunter spots up wide open and hits the big transition 3. I think if you're Mike Anderson, you got to get Michael Qualls back in the game. Tournament action, no tomorrow. Yes, they're headed to the NCAA tournament regardless, but you got to get them back in and play with them. Take your chances.
Butch Jones certainly agrees with the effort. Tennessee has cut it to 5. Remember last night, they finished on a 20-2 run to take down Vanderbilt. They're on an 8-0 run right now. They trailed by as many as 20. And here they are, right in the mix with 4:48 to play.
And philosophically, this is one of the advantages and why Donnie Tyndall believes in his zone defense, because you get in a situation like this. Now you're making a run and the other team's coming down and they're having to attack your zone. Not a lot of confidence for opponents doing that. And right now, Arkansas looks shook trying to do it.
Here's Portis in the paint. Moore gets up to block it, but a foul on the way up for Portis. He'll head to the line. That's on Hubbs. That'll be his second.
Dave, the answer is really simple. It's just not easy. It's get it to number 10. Now, that's not easy to do. Tennessee's playing defense. They're trying to take them away. It's a simple answer, but it's just not easy. Good things happen when that young man touches the basketball.
Portis with 25 points. He is 8 of 9 at the line. 11 rebounds. Just 1 field goal attempt in the last 14 minutes for Portis.
Well, if I'm Mike Anderson, Josh Richardson's not beating me. I'm going to face guard him, deny him, double him off ball screen. Somebody else is going to have to beat me. And I'm telling Bobby Portis and Alandise Harris and Michael Qualls, you got to rebound everything.
Richardson. Harris comes out to meet him. Josh taking it inside. Floats in the air. Might have got hit in the arm. He's asking for a foul as Madden goes the other way.
That's a big boy matchup with Alandise Harris and Josh Richardson going at it. High-level college basketball.
Qualls on the perimeter. 4 minutes to play. Beard. Double dribble. That'll give it right back to Tennessee. That is the 11th Arkansas turnover. Tennessee has made a game of it. They were down 20. They have cut it to 7. A lot of hoop left.
What sorts of things are keeping you guys awake at night?
Am I saving enough? Will I be able to save enough before retirement?
My life expectancy now is 24 years. My money expectancy is about 15 years.
I don't want to get to the end of the road and not have any money in the bank.
An advisor can really help you look at the whole picture.
Can a Hooters girl do your job for you while you play hooky to watch hoops? No, she can't. Does she make ditching work to eat wings and watch hoops worth it? Yes, she does.
Have you tried one of these? This is so good. Man, I can't believe we haven't done this before. Oh, wow, look at that.
Want a bite?
You're aging. Do the jingle. Do the jingle. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hey, guys. Do it again. Do it again. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. In my office.
State Farm.
I think we're good.
State Farm agents help you get to a better state.
I love walking in that clubhouse.
The aura of it is just something that's very, very special.
Now that I'm able to go in the champions locker room, it's a feeling of prestige to be part of the club of Masters champions.
Back at the SEC tournament presented by Regions, Bridgestone Arena, Arkansas hanging on to a 7-point lead. Getting late in this one, but Tennessee has found their shooting touch here in the second half.
Well, sometimes it's really that simple. Can you make some shots? They've gotten some great looks in the second half, and they've been able to knock them down. That's the biggest reason for this run. Only 2 threes in the first half, 5 in this comeback. I think Tennessee is shooting 25% from the 2 and almost 40 from the 3.
They had 4 field goals in the first half total. That's it. They shot less than 20%. Here in the second half, they have 13 made field goals. So Tennessee down 7. Josh Richardson with the basketball in his hands. Portis comes out. Off to punter. Inside, contact and count it. A 3-point opportunity now for Tennessee. Portis picks up the foul. His second.
Arkansas came out switching everything. Eventually it leads to Bobby Portis matched up on Kevin Punter. Punter takes it straight to the big man, uses his quickness, and gets the finish. And kind of lets him know about it a little bit there on the ball drop.
I don't know if you want to start chirping at Bobby Portis. Maybe the wrong guy.
Not when you're 180 pounds.
3-point play converted. Kaylee, what do you got?
Guys, in that last Tennessee huddle, more from Donnie Tyndall, driving the basketball and not letting Arkansas score.
It's worked to this point, down 4. Qualls, pull-up jumper. That won't go. Rebound more. My goodness. Arkansas led 45-25 at halftime. Offensive foul. Richardson sticks the arm out. And Beard goes flying. And that is number 4 on Josh.
Easy call for the official. He definitely extends his arm. There's no question about it. Beard with a solid defense on the all-conference senior Richardson.
Mark that play down. See what kind of impact that'll have on our conclusion. Tyndall after that whistle. Boy, he has sweated through the shirt, the suit. Remember, he won a tournament in this building back in 2009 with Morehead State in the Ohio Valley Tournament Championship. And a whistle against Tennessee. That'll go against Punter, and now the Volunteer fans making their voice heard.
Rashad Madden tries to split. Josh Richardson gets over in his way, and Tennessee's really lucky they didn't call that on Richardson. They very easily could have given it to him.
Madden, soft touch at the line. He has 6 points tonight. An excellent free throw shooter, 86%. He is second in the conference, trailing only Moody of Ole Miss.
Arkansas's got to apply their pressure without getting spread out in this situation and give up a drive.
And a bump foul against Beard.
And definitely don't foul 40 feet from the basket when the other team's best player has the ball.
Richardson at the free throw line. 4 out of 4 tonight. He has 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. What a night for Josh. I say it every time I watch him play. I go, what a night for Josh.
Because he always delivers. He produces every single night. He's just a playmaker in every facet of the game.
13 this half. Make it 14. Again, back to 4. Tennessee playing with four players with 4 fouls. Punter, Richardson, Reese are on the floor with 4. Shot clock at 7. And a foul. It's going to go against Tennessee's Hubbs, and that'll be his 3rd. By the way, Qualls and Beard have 4 for Arkansas.
This is 2 possessions in a row. Madden's been able to get into the seam of the defense.
So Madden back at the line.
Qualls and Beard both with 4, but you cannot worry about that. Tournament game approaching 2 minutes. You've got to play smart, but be aggressive.
Tennessee wants a timeout, 30-second variety. That'll leave the Volunteers with 2. as they trail by 6, 2:08 on the clock. You know, this has been a game of runs, and really this tournament is really shaped up to a game of runs. From a coach's perspective, what goes into creating the 10-0, 12-0, 14-2 type runs?
Well, those kind of runs that lead to making a run in the tournament. If you're going to make a run in the tournament, you've got to have your best show. That's happened for Tennessee tonight. Josh Richardson's got 18 and 10. You need an unexpected boost from somebody. Punter with 13 points tonight, and you got to make shots in tournament time with clutch three-point shooting and free throw shooting. Tennessee to the line 30 times and made 24, and 7 of 18 three-pointers, including 5 in this second half.
All right, during this timeout, obviously Josh Richardson is your go-to guy. Do you think about going somewhere else, or do you just stick with one, try to get him the shot?
What Donnie Tyndall likes to do in this situation is get the ball to somebody at the three-point line in a dribble handoff situation, whether they can hand it off to Richardson or they can keep it and drive the basketball as well. Arkansas's got to make sure they talk their switches. And he just said, let's get it back to Josh Richardson. Let him go to work.
Let's clear it out.
I think that's good offense.
High ball screen. Here's Punter. 4-3. No good. Kept alive by Hubs. He'll line up a 3. That's short. And a collision underneath as Harris and Moore collide for the rebound. They're going to say Armani Moore picks up the foul. That'll be his 3rd.
Definitely a foul. Moore, he was just going for the basketball, but he knocked Alandise Harris out of the air. Another example of why Mike Anderson is so high on Alandise Harris as a senior and what he brings to this Arkansas program. In there doing the dirty work.
Need to correct myself. 1 shy for Moore. That's 4 fouls on him, so he adds to the list. That's now yet another Tennessee player. 5 have 4 fouls now. A lot of guys living on the edge in terms of foul trouble. Look at that.
A lot of 4s up there.
We have had 70 free throws combined in this game. They had 80 in the last game.
One of the reasons for that, both these teams pressure defensive teams. You pressure, you're going to foul more.
Here's Richardson. Inside on Portis, and he got it to go. 92 seconds to play. Tennessee down 6.
Arkansas can afford to take some time off the clock, work it around, try to get it in to Bobby Portis. Don't settle for a jump shot if the ball hasn't gone inside first.
Richardson pokes it away again.
And don't turn it over.
Reese. Here's Punter. Defended by Madden. Closing it on a minute to go. Richardson finally gets away from Anton Beard, and the shot clock hits 15. Richardson right down the lane. Lofts it up, no good. Arkansas will head to the free throw line. Hubs picks up the foul. That'll be his 4th.
You know, Dave, Arkansas had been switching all of those ball screens, and I don't know if it was a miscommunication or what, but Qualls didn't, and it was almost like the fact that somebody wasn't there. Richardson kind of got caught in between about whether he was going to shoot or pass the basketball, and ended up missing the shot.
Don't forget, you can catch both teams' press conferences after the game. They'll be on SEC Plus, also be on the Watch ESPN app right after the game. Out to a 7-point contest. Beard with 5 points. Reese the rebound.
Even though one free throw is big, it makes it a 3-possession game.
And a blocking foul will stop the clock, and that'll go against Beard, and that'll send Tennessee to the free throw line, and Beard is done for the evening.
Not a lot of contact there.
This is one of those things that drive me crazy that they tried to eliminate this when a guy fouls out of a game to turn it into a timeout. Both teams go and huddle up. Get a guy on the floor.
A little bit like stopping the Cutters, which
Right,
went away
exactly.
pretty quickly.
Don't forget, coming up after this one, Dari and the gang will have SEC now, and then South Carolina taking on Georgia, the Bulldogs, their first appearance as they check in as a number 3 seed in the 2015 tournament. So Richardson at the line. 20 points tonight. Hasn't missed a free throw. 6 out of 6. 10 rebounds. 3 assists. Go back to a couple of sequences here in the second half where Tennessee had 3 and 4 chances right at the rim and couldn't convert. Last touch by Portis, so Tennessee still alive.
The free throw blockout's important late in games. You got to block out and then secure the ball with both hands. And Josh Richardson, a tough player that makes big shots and a good foul shooter to miss both those shots. He's fatigued. He's been asked to do an awful lot in the last 2 nights.
Well, here we go again. Late game situation. Officials have the authority to go to the monitor to make sure that they can determine who last touched the basketball, especially when 2 opposing players are involved. And I think that was pretty clear that Bobby Portis knocked it out of bounds.
Well, that's the quickest review that we've seen all year. Very obvious play, but good coaching by Mike Anderson to ask for it to be looked at because of the rule and try to take advantage of it.
Doug Schaus will hand the basketball to Richardson on the baseline. They're going to allow a substitution in as Watkins will replace Bell.
Defensive substitution. Bell better ball handler and free throw shooter. Watkins a better defender.
Leads the team with 37 steals. Here's Richardson, defended by Watkins inside. Off the backboard. Touches the rim a few times through the cylinder. Close. And that is 5 on Josh. His night is done. And listen to the ovation he'll get from the Tennessee fans for the senior out of Edmond, Oklahoma.
Tennessee picking up full court pressure after the free throw. Richardson definitely gets part of Quall's arm. He gets the ball, but goes across his arm. Donnie Tyndall didn't think he did. He knows how hard it's going to be to pull this out without his star senior on the floor.
Is this his last game in a Tennessee uniform? If it is, it has been a fabulous career.
Talking about top 10 in 4 categories, top 5 in 2. And we talked about it for 2 straight nights today. Maybe the most impressive thing about him is his character and his will to win and the kind of leadership he's shown this Tennessee team this year.
Walls misses on the free throw. Walls gets that one to go down. And he now reaches 20 points. So he and Portis have combined for 46 of the Hawks' 77. Here's Reese off to Punter. He'll try a long 3. He won't go. Tapped around. Reese had it, and he's fouled. That'll go against Watkins. And that'll send Tennessee to the free throw line. And the clock will stop with just under 20 seconds. Derek Reese. Misses the first.
Donnie Tyndall sending in a defensive lineup. He's got key offensive players with 4 fouls. Doesn't want them to foul out. They're going to go for a quick steal if Reese makes it. And if he doesn't make it, they've got to foul quickly. Doesn't want those guys to foul out. Sends them some subs to take some hits for the team.
Got 1 out of 2. Tennessee's attempted a season high 34 free throws tonight. Madden running the baseline, gets it into Harris. Quick foul by Reese. And that'll do it for Derek. His night is done. Reese will leave the game with 7 points, 7 rebounds. So Harris will step to the free throw line. Harris, 3 out of 3 at the line. He makes this, it'll be virtually impossible. Still, with Tennessee, anything's possible, but it would be a 3-possession game with just 18 seconds remaining. After last night, what we saw late in that game with Ole Miss and South Carolina, Gamecocks anxiously awaiting to hit the court. There's Michael Carrera. He had a dynamite game last night.
Big free throw coming up could stretch it to 3 possessions. Make it really difficult on Tennessee. Already in a tough spot. 3 possessions would make it extremely tough.
Harris gets them both. That may have just done it. Armani Moore, especially without Richardson on the floor. Punter to Hubbs. That won't go. Harris the rebound. And a quick foul by Mostella, and that'll pretty much put the wraps on this one. Arkansas had a 20-point lead at the half. Tennessee cut it to 4 here in the second half and just ran out of steam. But as you always say, doesn't matter how it looks, you survive and advance.
Tournament time, that is all that matters, and Arkansas is about to do just that, in large part because after it got cut to 4, they had some really nice offensive possessions where they either got the ball to Bobby Portis or drove the basketball against the Tennessee zone and got fouled.
Arkansas, with a win here, would go to 25-7. This is the most wins they've had since 1998. They're 13 conference wins, most since 1994. Now, of course, they stretched the conference slate out from 16 to 18 games, but still shows the improvement for Arkansas. After a lull, looks like Mike Anderson has this club right back where they belong.
And they're a team that could be dangerous in the NCAA tournament next week because of their style of play. Tough matchup with only a couple days to prepare and a stud like Bobby Portis on the interior.
And that'll do it. That shot off the mark. And Arkansas scores 80, right around their season average. Tennessee was 72. Not enough. They fall by 8. Tennessee is now 16-16. Arkansas, as I said, with their 25th win of the year.